let big hello to all my KCD champions. Welcome to Map My Tutor. This is Nimra, your one and only physics faculty. Do you all know that KCD examinations are just in 3 months? Hence, it is very important that you all start working really hard. So, let us take our pen and papers outside because today we are going to discuss KCT 2025 previous year questions. First question. Which of the following graphs represent the variation of magnetic fields D with perpendicular distance R from an infinitely long straight conductor? It's a direct question from your NCERT. What is it? There's a wire, infinitely long wire, and at a distance R, you need to tell the variation. You need to tell the variation of B and R. You know one formula? That is B equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. Now we know 2 pi is constant, mu naught is constant, I is constant. So, what is the relation? B is inversely proportional to 1 by I. Now, which option is correct among these? We have option A, option B, option C, option D. Inverse relation is shown by option B, hence option B is the correct answer. If we consider an electron and a photon of same de Broglie wavelength, then they will have same. So they are talking about de Broglie wavelength. What is the formula which we learned? De Broglie wavelength lambda equal to h by p. So I can tell p equal to h by lambda. They are telling same de Broglie wavelength. H is my Planck's constant, which is again also a constant value, right? So, my T, that is linear momentum, will remain same. That is option B is the correct answer here. The anode voltage of photocell is kept fixed. The frequency of the light falling on the cathode is gradually increased. Then the correct graph which shows the variation of I and V is. So, you need to tell the graph between I and V. Now, very famous formula, I is directly proportional to intensity. We have learned this, which is also directly proportional to E by AT. E is my energy. We also learned one formula, E is nothing but H nu. So, can I put it there? Yes, ma'am. So, intensity will be directly proportional to H nu by AT. So, it is I is directly proportional to nu basically. Where is the direct relation which is showing here in our graph? This is not a direct relation. So, option D is correct answer. Where V naught here is your cutoff frequency. When a bar magnet is pushed towards the coil along its axis as shown in the figure. Here's your figure. There's a bar magnet here which is moving towards the coil. The galvanometer will point towards X. Then they are telling that if we move this bar magnet away, where will the deflection show? So, the deflection will automatically show a X dash. We know this with the help of Faraday's law. So, which option is correct? Here you have, I hope you can see the options. Here you have deflects towards X1, does not deflect, oscillates, deflect towards X. So, option A is correct. A square loop of side 2 meter lies in YZ plane. So, let's make a YZ plane. This is Y, this is Z, this is X. We have a 2 meter. Yes. Having magnetic field this much. The magnitude of magnetic flux is, what is the formula we learned? Phi equal to B dot A. Now we need to find A. So A is nothing but 2 squared, area squared, that is 4, and your result will be in I cap. We can put it here, that is 5 I cap. I have my value here, 3 J cap minus 4 K cap dot product with 4 I cap. Now, we all know that your I cap into I cap is 1, I cap into J cap is 0, J cap into K cap is also, or you can say I cap into K cap is also 0. We have learned this already. So I into I will be 1, so that is 20. That J and I is 0, K and I is again 0. So your unit is webinar. Hence 20 Weber is correct answer. That is option A. So this is a very theoretical question, direct from your NCERT. Read it. In domestic electric means supply, the voltage and current are AC voltage, DC current, DC voltage, DC current, no. DC voltage, AC current, no. AC voltage, AC current is sky. So what is happening? From your main supply, you get AC. And then you have your appliances which converts to DC, right? With the help of stabilizers. So option D is correct. Yes, this is also a very direct question. Let's read it. A sinusoidal voltage produced by an AC generator at any instant t is given by V equal to 311 sine 314t. When you read this, one thing should click in your mind, that is V0 is 311 and your frequency or omega is 3. Omega is 31. What you need to find out? RMS value of voltage and frequency. So VRMS, we know the formula is V0 by root 2. So you will put 311 by root 2. Now you should do these calculations by yourself in your notebook. It will come out to be 220 volts. Similarly, I'll do frequency. Omega by 2 pi. That is 314 by 2 pi. You will get 50 hertz. Do your calculations. Okay. So it will be 220 volts at 50 hertz. Option C is correct. A series LCR circuit containing AC source 100 volts has an inductor and a capacitor reactance. Okay, so they have given you voltage 100 volts. They have given you inductor reactance, that is 24 ohm. And then they have given you capacitor also, that is 16 ohm. Yes, if the resistance is 6 ohm, R is 6 ohm, is connected in series, then the potential difference across the series combination of the inductor and capacitor will be. Now, we need to find out V here. Okay, but to go till V, you need to have Z, you need to have I. So that is what we are doing. Under root R square plus XL minus XC ka whole square. So this is your XL, this is your X. Okay. Now, you can put your values. 6 square plus 24 minus 16 square, you will get root of 100, which is root 100 is 10. Okay, again, you need to do your calculations. Don't jump your calculations here. Okay, now, I equal to V by Z. V equal to IR, from here I'm taking impedance value. Okay, so that is nothing but 100, which is given to you. And this is your 10. So that you will get 10 amps. Okay. Now what you do? You put these value in your V. Again, you will have your formula I. It is direct formulas. We all have learned these formulas. I hope you know that. XL minus XC. Now simple substitution. You substitute your answer. You will get in volts, which will be 80 volts. So your option A will be correct. Do it. Don't jump your questions. Okay. I have told you all the formula. Basic calculations you need to do. Again, direct based questions. It is directly from NCERT. Read the question, what it is telling. Match the following types of waves and their wavelength ranges. So here is your option. I'm not going to explain you much about this. Option A is correct. Yes, open an NCERT, you have your box which is mentioned the same thing. Alright. So your microwave will be option C, 0.1 m to 1 mm. Your visible light is option A. Your third one, ultra wave, is option D. And you have your fourth one, X-rays, which is option B. So I hope that is clear. So next question. A ray of light passes from vacuum into a medium of refractive index n. If the angle of incidence is twice the angle of refraction. So what they are telling? They are telling 2R equal to I. They have given you this. You should find out angle of incidence in terms of your refractive index. Very simple, very easy again. So what is the question? you have given the rays moving from vacuum to another medium of refractive index N. So let us find out by putting Snell's law. N1 equal to sine I equal to N2 sine I. N1 is vacuum, so 1 sine I. N2 is N sine R. I am taking R value from here. That is sine I by 2. Now what I will do, I will use my simple trigonometric ratio identities, which you will be familiar by now. So that is sine I by 2 cos I by 2. Solve from here, you will get your value of N. Yes, which will come out to be cos inverse of N by 2. Yes, you can directly do that. It's very simple, basic math. Okay? Yes. Here is the next question, that's the 11th question, which tells a convex lens has power P. It is cut into two halves along the principal axis. So this is the principal axis. They have cut across it. Now, further one more piece is cut into half, perpendicular to the principal axis. They are asking you which is the incorrect option. Now, when you cut along the principal axis, the power remains same. When you cut perpendicular to it, power becomes half. We all know this, right? Now let's see the options. You should see which is the incorrect option. Power of L2 is P by 2. Yes, correct. This is the correct option. Power of L3 is P by 2. Yes. Power of L1 is P. That is also correct. We want the incorrect one. Power of L1 is P by 2, which is the wrong option, and here option D is correct. The image formed by an objective lens in a compound microscope is real and diminished? No. Virtual and enlarged? No. Virtual and diminished? No. Real and enlarged? Yes. So it's a guiding question. There is no need of explanation in this. It's mentioned in your NCERT. If R and R dash denote the angles inside the prism, here is my R, this is my R dash. Having an angle of prism as 50. So A, they have given me 50 degrees. Considering that during the interval of time 0 to t, R varies as that. Okay, so they have given you R value also, that is 10 degree plus t square. During this, R will vary as, okay, you need to find out R dash. We know the formula, it's direct formula based, R plus R dash. So A is 50 degree equal to 10 plus t square plus R dash, and hence your R dash will become 40 degree minus t square. Very simple, very easy. Which option is correct? Option B is correct. I hope it's clear. If you have any doubts, ask me in the comment section. If AB is the incident plane wavefront, then refracted wavefront will be. And they have told N2 is greater than N1. So this is your incident wavefront. Here is my refractive index N1. This is my N2 here. Hence, when the wavefront come out, it will be in concave wavefront. So which is concave wavefront here? Option E. Again, very easy. Directly from NCERT. Hence, it's very important that you stick to your NCERT only for KCET exam. The total energy carried by the light wave when it travels from rarer to a non-reflecting, non-absorbing medium remains same, either increases or decreases depending on the angle of incidence, or decreases. Now see, I'm talking about energy here. And they have also told it's not reflecting and not absorbing also, which means the energy remains same. If they have told absorbing, energy will decrease. If they are telling reflecting, energy again will decrease. So here they are mentioned the condition, so it is remaining same.